people are missing out on these 3 health savings accounts that could be saving you money. By the end of this video, you'll not only learn what those 3 accounts are, but also how you can start using them right now.
Turn it up, gang time.
Real homies.
Real homies.
Real homies wanna know.
Real homies wanna know.
Real homies wanna know.
Real homies wanna know. Alright, let's get into it. Here's a little story time. I remember when I first found out that I had this, at the time, mystery account. Meaning that there was this account out there with all this money just chilling and I ain't know nothing about it. I was 23 and I was leaving a job. The only reason I found out about it was because during my exit interview with HR, they casually mentioned it. They were talking about how I could still have access to this account and all this, and I'm like, what account? So I started learning a little bit about it, and I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me all of this time there was all of this money, because I had like close to $2,000 in there that I could have been using to pay for my services. I was going to a chiropractor at the time. And that is why we are talking about this today. Because I know if I didn't know anything about these accounts, chances are you might not either. Now, let me just say this part. There's a possibility, strong possibility, during the time when I was like getting my benefits together, they told me about all of this, right? But I didn't understand any of it, and I didn't ask questions because I didn't understand what may have been discussed with me about my health insurance and some of the perks that came with it. I wasn't able to maximize those benefits. I don't want that to happen to you. So there are 3 main financial accounts tied to health insurance that you might come across. And they all serve a specific purpose. So you got health savings account, you have a health reimbursement account, and you've got flexible spending account. These accounts are meant to help you pay for medical expenses, but they do come with some rules. So let's start with the HSA. Now, this is a savings account that could be used for medical, dental, and vision services, as well as prescriptions. So anytime your doctor gets a prescription filled for you, you can go and pay for that medication with your health savings account. Now, typically, you contribute money to this health savings account. So if your account is through an employer, you select during open enrollment how much money you want to come out of your check, however frequently you get paid for the whole year. And sometimes your employer, if they cool like that, will match what you are contributing to your account. The other way to get money into this health savings account is to participate in certain incentives. So some employers have certain incentives that if you complete it, then you can earn money. So say one of the incentives is if you get this biometric screening, you can earn $200 that will go into your health savings account. That's another way that you could get money into that HSA. Some people don't contribute anything the whole year, but they still get money because of the incentives and the employer also matching what those incentives are. So it could vary for sure, but those are some of the ways that money goes into that health savings account. Now, let me just say that this money is pre-tax, meaning you getting that money before Uncle Sam gets his cut. So you can look at this as a mini savings account for your health. And it really can come in handy when those unexpected medical expenses pop up, because as we continue aging, some ish happens that we had no idea was gonna come up, okay? Now here's what I really love about the HSA. All that money in there, it's all yours. So if you were to leave your employer, you get to take that money with you. Also, this comes with a card. So you basically use it like a debit card. Now, let's talk about the HRA. So with the HRA, this one is a little bit different from the HSA because your employer is usually the only one who contributes to this account. Now, sometimes they still have incentives that you could, participate in. And with an HRA, you typically can only use this for your medical expenses and prescriptions. And then, of course, the money in there is still pre-tax. But here's the catch. If you leave your job, that money don't come with you, meaning you lose all access to those funds. The other thing about an HRA is that sometimes there's no card attached. So you may have a plan that does come with like a card similar to the HSA, but there may also be plans where you don't have a card. And that's when you got to do more work, meaning you have to fill out a claim and submit it to whoever holds your HRA to get your reimbursement. So I think it's worth doing it, but it's just like a few extra steps you have to take. And then finally, we got the FSA. Now, with this account, it's a little more flexible, like the name. So the funds in the FSA are also pre-tax, and both you and your employer can contribute to this account. And one of the dope things about the FSA account is not only does it still cover like your medical, dental, vision services and prescriptions, but you can also set it up to pay for your daycare services. But let me just say, the tricky, icky thing about flexible spending accounts is if you don't use it, you gon' lose it. So depending on your employer, you will either have a limit of $500 that you can carry over into the next year, meaning if you had $1,000 in the account by the end of the year, only 500 of that 1,000 is going to carry over, which means you losing the other 500, and we ain't trying to lose no money. So keep that in mind when it comes to the flexible spending account. The other route that some employers take is they give you like an extension. So if it's the new year, you have like 2.5 months to spend whatever money you had left over from the previous year. If you don't spend it by that time, then you gonna lose it. So that is something that you really want to keep in mind, because ain't nobody trying to lose money, especially if you were making the contributions to the account, okay? So there you have it. 3 financial accounts that are tied to health insurance that you need to know about. And I want us to maximize our health benefits, okay? We paying for them. We might as well make sure that we are maximizing those benefits and using them to whatever is going to be fitting to our health and our lifestyle. All of this is just another level of adulting. We always talk about how adulting is hard, and it is. And we always talk about how people never told me this. Ain't nobody never tell me that. Well, look, if you watching this video, one thing you will be able to say is, Christina did tell me about that. So if you've got one of these accounts, take a few minutes to check your balance and see how much you got up in there. Or if you don't really know if you got that account, call your health insurance company. That little card that you get in the mail with the health insurance company name and the subscriber ID and all that ish, if you flip it over to the back, there's a phone number that you can call and ask questions like, hey, what's up? Do I have like any type of savings account set up on my plan? They can look. If you don't like talking on the phone and you'd rather read about it, then log into your account. First, set it up if you have it. And there is always a benefits section that will spell out what all comes with your plan. So there are ways for you to figure out what type of savings account you have, if you have one, and figuring out the balance and all of those good things. Now, do you have one of these accounts or are you just now learning about them? Let me know in the comments, and also put any other questions that you might have regarding health savings account. So that's all I got. I'm looking forward to seeing you back here next Wednesday when we're going to go a little deeper with the whole health literacy thing. All right. In the meantime, in between time, you be blessed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Turn it up, game time.